Hi, thank you for joining us. I'm Reverend Carolyn Harville of the Louisville Center for Spiritual Living. I want to share a few thoughts with you today based on our talk from last week and maybe a little bit about what's coming up at the center as well. The title and the content of last week's talk was "The Lord is My Shepherd." I was raised Baptist. I learned the 23rd Psalm when I was very small and have known it all these years. When I was preparing for this talk and I was going through it in my mind, I realized there was a sentence or two I wasn't real sure of, but that's okay. The most of it was there, and I just had to fill in a couple of blanks. There's a lot in that to talk about, but I wanted to talk about how even today it makes me feel. Now, I haven't been a Baptist for a very, very long time, and I haven't been Christian for a long time either. And as a metaphysician, I don't see God as something out there that takes care of me. It is what I am, and it's what you are. It's what we all are. But there is something about the comfort that the 23rd Psalm brings. It's been said that we have the God that we are willing to have, the God that we expect. And if that's true, and I believe that it is, then my God, what my spirit is a combination of many things. And part of it is the constant comfort and care and protection and support that is mine all the time, just waiting for me to recognize it. So I wanted to share with you the 23rd Psalm today. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for God is with me. God's rod and its staff, they comfort me. He prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Spirit anoints my head with oil, and my cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. When I read that, I translate it, and I don't use he because that is a word of separation to me. But I use the word it, or I use the I am, or the divine, or the absolute, or the creator. It's all those things to me. It protects, it cares, it leads, it directs, it comforts, and supports each of us. Now, each of us as individuals will define that in a different way. And it may not be part of our understanding of our expression of spirit. But I like to think that for most of us, there is an element there. There's a very clear logic to science of mind, a logic that Ernest Holmes, our founder, worked very hard to put into terms and words that anyone could use. He said that this is a science in the fact that you try things, you do the best that you can with what's come before as far as proving the principles that we teach, and then you prove them for yourself with your own test in a lab. And so that is very much a part of it. And it can sometimes, when you first come into our teaching, feel very cold. Like it's all up to me. If I believe, then I got it, but I don't, and it's not that. Ernest Holmes tells us never to forget the warmth and color of spirit. The warmth, the caring, the support. Someone said to me recently, if you will invite the spirit to do so, it will cradle you. What does that mean to you? Being cradled, being held, being soothed, being nourished, being protected is what it means to me. And so there is that part of it, and there is the logic of it, and it sometimes seems like it is opposing each other, and it never is. It's all part of the whole. And so thinking about the 23rd Psalm, leading me beside still waters, setting a table for me, leading me through the valley of the shadow of death. I have no fear because I know that Spirit is, and Spirit is ever in my life. So I hope for you and invite you to explore the ideas of how does Spirit cradle you? How does Spirit comfort you? And oftentimes that comes through another person at just the right moment in time, just when you need a smile, just when you need someone to hold your hand. It appears. And some like to think, oh, well, it's just coincidence. It's been said a long time ago that coincidence is God staying anonymous. And so you can see it either way. What brings you more richness in your life? What brings you more satisfaction, more peace? And that is what I would invite you to entertain and to bring into your life more frequently. And with the goal of it being the constant support, this constant cradle in your life. I appreciate the opportunity to share a few thoughts with you. And before you go, I would just like to mention that on the 20th of October, I will be doing the morning service and starting to introduce Thrive, Don't Just Survive. And then we'll have a short workshop. It's going to be just an hour. It's from noon until 1. But we're going to take the ideas and we're going to explore them as to how they could be used in our lives, our individual lives. And so I think it'll be a really fun time and a growth time, an opportunity to learn, are we thriving or are we just surviving? Do we just want to get by or do we want to be the magnificence that we were created to be? So I hope you'll join me for that workshop. It's a love offering, and we will have a little bit of food before the service, so between the service and the workshop, so that nobody feels like they just can't make it another 5 minutes. And besides, food's always a good idea. And then Vicki will be speaking the last Sunday of the month, and she's developing a following because she has a whole nother way of sharing these ideas that relate to people in new ways. And so I invite you to come and hear her. Enjoy these fall days. Enjoy the cool breezes. Enjoy the changing of the seasons. And let it remind you that life is change in our individual lives and in the life of the whole. Blessings and joy. And thank you for being with us.